All right, so today we're going to recap our swing ideas from the week so you can see what I'm looking at and how I like to trade these. So the first thing we're going to look at here is INFI. This is the daily chart, and this has been on my radar since this day right here. So I had a huge gap down, then it had a pretty big squeeze here, about 150 million shares on this day, but then had a consolidation day, and then it had a sell off day where most people are probably thinking, okay, it's time to fill this gap now. So there's a lot of short sellers that got caught right here in between this day and the next day, and then all of a sudden it squeezes up. Has a pretty decent volume day here on this move, and then it's slowly just kind of working its way up here. It's working its way into a consolidation area right here, but it's still primed for a decent breakout. Just needs some a little bit more volume to pick up here. But so I alerted on 8th Sunday. So what happened after that was here. So if you got in any dips here above 280, you would have been still in a good position. I was hoping for a bigger move on the swing, but I mean, it was a decent sized move still, and it still looks like it has some upside to it. So if we go back into, if we just move this to, let's say a 3 day, 5 minute, and I put a line where I said, so in this the watch list, I said I like it as long as it's still above 280s. So you put a line at 280s here. This is where it came in at. So if it came in Monday, had a nice morning rally, but then it kind of sold off that day. So if you're buying anything here from the swing list, I'm not gonna get into this in the first, I don't know, 30 minutes of the day. You'd wait for maybe this dip or even this dip here. As long as it's above 280s, I still like it. Once it goes below that, it's something I'm probably taking off radar for the time being. But you can see that if you got in right here, or let's say you got in on this day around here, 290s even, it was a decent move. You probably able to catch a nice 10% move from there. So if you were to play that, normally on my swings I calculate 10, 20%, 25% on my exit, and then you just set it and forget it. So for most brokers, you have a feature, the time of day feature, where you can set it to, most brokers is GTC, good till canceled. So normally what would you do after you get in the position is you just put in an order, calculate 10%, good till canceled, and then get out. That's what I normally do. Or at least sell half of it so you're not committed to your whole position there. So let's say you got in at 290s, which is decent entry right here. Nice support level right here. You got in 290s, 10% from that would be roughly about 320s, right? 30 cents. So you're looking at 320s, maybe 315, and just go ahead and set it. Set it good till cancel. You don't have to watch it. Just set it, and if it does fall below the 280s, then you can try to figure an exit strategy. But as long as it keep on grinding its way up, you would have been able to get out of the swing with a nice 10% gain right there. So that was Infi, the first one on the swing. The second one was BYSI. And for this one, I felt like shorts are probably still stuck in this. If you look at the daily, you can tell right here. So let's look at the ninth. So the 6th, 9th is right here, right? So just looking at this here is huge 75 million day, and then it has this day where it just kind of sells off, but then it picks itself back up on the Friday before Monday. So right here on this candle, I felt like there was still some juice left in it. And however you want to believe it, for me, it was still in play till about Wednesday, Thursday. So if you read the watch list on the premium swing watch list, I said 24 is the key level. So 24 is the level that I'm watching, and so anytime I'm watching a key level and it falls below the key level I'm watching, then I'm taking it off radar. There's no reason for me to watch it no more after it breaks through this 24. So this day right here. So really, it only had one day. I won't consider this a win because this was on my swing list. But if we go back here to the actual day it happened here, you can see that probably all of the people that were shorted got out that day. So let's go ahead and put a line here at 24. All right, so they put a line at 24. This was the Monday coming in, and it really had only this day left in it. So it went from this Friday, and it kind of gapped down. So that was kind of a already bearish signal. But then it topped out again here. If we go ahead and just put a line right there, you can see where that line made sense before, right? Right here, it touched it right here, and then it touched it right here. So the top's always going to be the top until it's proven otherwise, and sometimes it does go past it, but you gotta just trust it. You gotta just trust where the top is until it proves you otherwise. So right here, looks like that was the move right there. So the next day, and just keep in mind, I don't trade all of my swings. I choose maybe two of my swings that I trade, but just know what I'm looking for. So right the next day when it starts kind of finding its way back down towards 24, I'm already losing interest in this. And then this day falls below again. So, if I'm in this trade at 24 and it falls below again, I'm probably getting out right here at 23.50s. I'm not taking a huge loss on anything just because you could always just get in the trade again. There's no reason for you to take this huge loss when you could just take this minor paper cut, and then if something proves you otherwise, you can get back in the trade. But once 24 starts acting as resistance again, I'm really not interested in this trade anymore. So you can see right here, came down, and then this day, just not enough volume for it to get any kind of interest. But again, it hits 24, then it falls down on Friday. Now it's at about 21. But just looking at the daily chart again, like really until it breaks this 2170 area, there's still a minor bit of upside. Everyone's waiting for this to fill its gap down, but I'm not interested anymore. You can see the volume kind of died off. It needs volume to pick back up for it to make any type of decent move. So, but one thing you also got to think about is anyone that wanted to sell was going to be able to sell right here, and we'll see what happens Monday, but kind of off radar until it gaps up and proves me otherwise. All right, the next one is FLGC. Now FLGC, I was watching, let's see here, what day was it? 6th to the 9th, so it came into this day. So FLGC, you can tell that shorts were pretty bent on this one, and it's on an uptrend. Like it's up, trapped some shorts right here after this red day. Everyone thought it was going to come back down, and then just swipes back up. Another trap set right here from this consolidation day, swipes back up. So for me, I said that I like any dips versus 11. So any dips that was above 11, I'm interested in. And I said that the 1350s is going to be the top until it's proven otherwise in the swing list. So if we go back to, let's just say, the week, and we look at how it played out, the 9th here is right here. So I said in the list that I like any dips versus 11. So when I say any dips versus 11, I mean that if it comes down to 11 or below 11, I'm not interested anymore. So if it dips but stays above 11, then I'm interested. So you see here, it dipped here off the open on Monday, and then it came back, and it just pretty much maintained. So let's say you even got in at 12. Let's say you didn't trust it here, but then once it got above 12, you got in at 12. And I mean, it played out exactly how I thought it was going to play out, 1350s. So in the watch list, I said I like dips versus 11, and 1350s is going to be the top until you're proven otherwise, right? So dip, 1350s is the top because right here it topped out here, it topped out here, it topped out here, it topped out here, and it topped out here. So if you look at the previous days here, even though it went past it, stocks do that. they go past the key levels, but you can see it failed it. So it went past it, but then it failed it, and then it hit it again, failed it again. So if you look, you want to put the line where it failed at the most. And 1350s is where it failed out the most. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. So as long as it's going to keep failing there, you want to trust that that's going to be the resistance level. Okay, and then pretty much still working its way up, still pushing its way through the 1350s, still pushing its way through, and then eventually it's like a piñata. As if it keeps on hitting that level, eventually it's going to break through. And you can see the 1350s level that I put here. It hits it, hits it, hits it, hits it, and then on Friday it just bust right through, and then it continued and finished real strong. So this is something I'm definitely gonna have on watch on Monday. But that was a really good swing if you're able to hold it. For me, I'm selling to the 1350s, and I'm likely not catching this move unless it was a dip buy back to the 1350s. But if you were able to hold this the whole week, it was a pretty nice gainer. If you bought at 12 and you exit out around 16, 16ish, it's a nice 30% gain right there that you're gonna get roughly. I don't know. So that's how I would play it. So when you're looking at the watch list, my swing watch list, remember that I have a plan. So don't just hold it and then think that, okay, this is what I'm going to do, because I might be out of the position ready, like BYSI, and you're still in it thinking that it's going to go to 30. Well, I'm waiting for stocks to do specific things, and when it doesn't do what I'm looking for it to do, then I'm planning my exits and trying to take a minimal loss, lose as much as I can, or lose as less as I can during the swing. So I'm not just going to hold it and cross my fingers. I'm gonna hold it, and if it does exactly what I think it's going to do, then I'm in it, staying in it still, and if it doesn't, then I'm trying to plan an exit. All right, so the last one we're going to look at here is going to be FSLY. So this is more of a blue chip play. I wouldn't consider this something I normally trade, but on the daily chart, you can see here that, all right, so I alerted it this day right here. So I said that there was a gap fill on the daily chart. So on this day, this was the Friday, and on this play, I'm looking just for this gap fill. So you can see this clearly a gap fill right here. You could have put a line where it fills at about 44.50s, right? So that's the play right there. That's the swing. It gap had a huge down day, and then it came all the way back up, and then it rallied. So I'm only looking for this. I don't care what happens afterwards. I mean, it could trap some shorts right here and continue to go. That was a possibility. But that was the main play there. So you're looking at where it came in at about 40, let's say about $41, and then it jumped all the way to 44.50s that same day. That's the swing right there. So if you're not aware, and you're not aware of that, then you would have probably gave back some of your gains. Because let's say you got in on the open on Monday, and then you didn't sell, then you might have panic sold right here for a lot less. I mean, overall, you're still going to be in the green. If you bought down here, you're still not losing yet. So it's consolidating right now. We don't know what's going to happen. But let's just take it to the weekly 3-day chart. So I moved kind of fast. It was this day right here, the 9th, right? So we're looking at just the gap fill, getting in here and getting out around 44.50s. That's the play. You can see it right here. The gap was actually a lot less. So 44 actually, yeah, okay, it actually fell right here. So if you look at where it dropped at, the gap started right here. Let's say 44.50s to be safe. And then it comes back. You're out of the trade. Nice swing. But just videos mainly to let you know what I'm looking at. So just know that there's a game plan that I have for these swings. I'm looking forward to do something very specific. And I mean, that's pretty much it. I hope this helps. Thank you.